Hi, I'm Deb Dedrick, certified high performance coach, new money story mentor, team Beachbody coach, and your expert guide to leading a happy life. And this is my co host, Nana.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week.
Hey, thanks for stopping by here. We are going to break up the monotony of our videos next week and try a different format. But for today, we're going to jump right into tip number 32 about how to be careful who you hang around with and why that's important and how it could really determine the outcome of your life. And Nana, before I go any further, I want to give you an opportunity to talk.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, you're the one that does all the talking.
Well, I don't want to always do all the talking.
Well, do it today. Do it today.
Because I think it's interesting. That's the whole point of having this video, is to let everybody kind of get to know you and then me. Because I think in our society, we don't pay enough attention to our elders and the people that have role modeled for us. And that's why I think this is a different type of a video, because I'm bringing you in on it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
So what we're talking about today, be careful who you hang around with. Before I go into what I think about that, what do you think about that topic?
Oh, that is true too, especially in this nowadays. So many people, you don't know who they are. And of course, with me again, I've had my certain group of friends for years and years. And we're still alive, most of us. And I still love them all. And we have a great time together.
Have they influenced the way your life has been?
I don't think influence, as much as the word, is actually, as I said, they were all my little English group that I've palled around with for 60 years. And
60.
Yes, 60 years.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
Can you imagine? I've been married to this old codger of mine 63 years this month, and he's still around. But it's just the way it is. And all the people I connect with, they've always been nice people. Very few of them have been the ones that are just not nice people.
You know, that's a good point, because I think we make decisions on how we live our life and who we want to hang around with a lot of times on the few people that weren't nice to us, instead of focusing on how many people are good to us.
Exactly, yes.
And when I redefined that in my mind, and I went back and I counted how many people had been unkind to me, which I probably count on my one hand when I was a kid, versus how many were good to me, I really started to change the way that I chose who I hung around with.
Makes sense.
So for today's tip, we're going to tell you what you could be careful of and how you can be careful with who you hang around with and why it's important. And number one, you become the company you keep.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
If you hang around negative Nellies, it's very easy, because of the way our brains are wired, to get sucked into that.
You become a Nelly yourself then, yes.
And that's even a biblical way, because even in the Bible it says you have to be careful who you hang around with. You can't hang around people that are negative or doing wrong things and expect that you're going to have the fortitude to hang around them and not change.
Yes.
And
that's just human nature.
It is. And number two, don't let others influence you. Does that make sense to you?
Well, yes, as long as it's not the bad kind of influence.
Well, it's so hard in some situations, both at home and at work, not to let others influence you and what you think about yourself.
I suppose. There again, with age, it makes a big difference. You realize a lot more things I do now than I did maybe 50 years ago.
Like what?
Well, you realize immediately, I do, who nice people are.
You can sense that?
Oh, I can feel it, yes. And basically, and really, I'm glad that the people I do, as you use the expression, hang around with, they're all nice.
And that makes a big difference in the quality of the life that you lead.
Oh, definitely, yes.
If you're hanging around with people that are doing things that you don't want to do, it's hard not to do what they're doing, because you're always worried about what they think about you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, you're worried about pleasing. And tip number 3, to grow is into the best version of yourself, to become you, you have to keep learning.
Oh, yes, yes.
One of the biggest causes of depression is caused by the fact we get feeling stifled. We don't continue to grow, and we feel, and it might not even be a conscious thought,
Mm-hmm.
but if you stop growing and you stop developing your innate talents, that kind of leads to a sense of depression.
It could. Yes, it could. Yes.
Not for everybody.
Not for everybody,
but
true.
for a lot of the people that I hang around with, in my family especially, this is proven to be the case. They stop growing, they feel depressed. When you feel depressed, you can't sleep. When you can't sleep, you feel depressed. It's a vicious circle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you continue to push forward, not allowing others to influence you and grow by learning, what's that mean? It means going outside and doing things different. Growing means reading new books. It means trying new things. It means hobbies. Make life interesting. You're only here for a short time, right?
Exactly. Oh, such a short time.
Look at Nana. How fast has your life gone by?
Oh, it goes quicker than quick. So wake up Monday and the next day it's Saturday.
I know it. This week has just flown by.
Yes. And when you get as old as I am, it'll fly a lot quicker. Of course, I'll be gone then, but it will fly a lot quicker.
Well, we're all going to be gone, and you had to bring that up. But you know what?
Yes.
Why don't you learn to choose who you hang around with? Hang around with really happy, positive people.
Yes.
Continue to grow and learn and try new things. So many people, after they get out of high school, never open a book.
Oh, I don't get that. I still like to read.
Or watch, the reason we have this picture behind us, this picture of the Ireland coastline, is because this week I watched a documentary on Ireland, and it was so gorgeous and beautiful, and the scenery and the wildlife.
Oh, yes.
That's how big and beautiful our world is. And number 4, if you find that you're trying to change others, you can't. If you're hanging around with people that you think you can change and get them to be like you, and you want them to be a certain way, that is simply just not going to happen.
No.
Why would I know that? Because I've spent a lot of my life trying to do that, especially with my children. And it just goes in one ear and out the other. Have you done that with anybody?
Well.
And don't say you haven't, because you have.
Yes. Yeah, I said even with your own children, they've all got their own personalities, and you've got to let them grow. I've definitely, if they do something wrong, I certainly let them know about it.
But you can't change them. That's what we're talking about, right?
Exactly. You can't change them. No.
No, and we've tried. If they're doing something, if somebody that you love, that you're hanging around with, is doing things that you don't like, you really need to just move on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the 5th tip is, do not let other people's opinions of you affect what you want to do in life. If people say you can't, don't listen to them, because you can.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If people say you're wrong, don't listen to them. Keep pushing forward. If people say they want to stay the same, move on. Life is too short, and you can't change others. Going back over what we went over. Be careful who you hang around with, because it determines and defines the quality of your life.
Exactly. Yes,
life is short, right, Nana?
Oh, yes.
If you hang around positive, happy people, you will be positive and happy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you hang around influencers for change and influence for good, you will be a good influencer, right?
Right.
To continue to grow into the best version of yourself, you need to continue to grow and learn and try new things. Which brings me to you, Nana. What have you done recently that's new that made you feel good? Just,
I can't think of anything, really. I have a great time.
But anything new? Anything that you did new? You went with Leslie somewhere. Where'd you guys go? It was fun. You had fun doing that. Well, it's taken you
Well,
too long. We're going to have to move on because our video is just not, it's not going to be lasting forever.
I just can't think. I can't think of anything right now. I do actually the same old things, but I like doing what I do.
Well, that's good.
Yes,
But
and I'm with my English little group of friends, and we have a ball together. We just have a ball together.
okay. And number 4, you can't change others. So if you're hanging around with people that you don't like or that are pulling you down or sucking you into negativity,
just get away from them then.
Yeah, just leave.
Yes.
Do not think they're going to change. They're not going to change. And other people's opinions, don't let them define the quality of your life or the decisions that you make.
Mm-hmm.
Make your own decisions.
I was going to say that. Make your own decisions.
You made yours, and you moved across the country.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
You sailed across the ocean,
Atlantic. Yes.
And I'm about guaranteeing that nobody would have talked you out of that.
No, they wouldn't.
It's so funny, when I was in college, I dropped out of college and moved across the country. You moved across an ocean.
My father said I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't.
Well, my family wasn't happy about my choice either, so.
They were delighted with the choice I'd made.
Right.
But my father said, you don't know what you're doing. But when you're there to stay.
That's right.
Unless things are bad and he's cruel, then we'll come back to get you. But other than that, my dear, you're there. And I love it.
And here you are.
And here
I am. How many years later?
I'll be 64 years this month.
Well, we're going to wrap this video up. We don't want to run on too long.
No.
Be careful who you hang around with. Our episode number 32. We hope our tips help you. We hope they give you ways to think about your life, tips and tools that you can use in your day-to-day life to help you create a happier life. Life is never easy. It's never going to be without ups and downs.
Oh, true, yes.
And learning to navigate those ups and downs and stay on an even keel and using these tips, you become the company you keep. Don't let others influence you to grow. You have to keep learning.
Yes.
You can't change others. And don't let other people's opinions hold you back. I can't tell you how many times people have told me you can't.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that. You can't. Or why would you want to? Don't listen to that. You keep pushing forward. You keep following your dreams and go out in the world. And until next week, be a positive role model and influencer for good.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week. Any parting tips?
No, just bye for everybody and a happy week to you. And then, of course, God bless.
God bless. Bye.
Bye-bye.